I'm here to share with you the lessons that I learned from growing in a Walipini for my very first year. I put one in midsummer last year, and I grew through late November and wanted to jump on, share my experiences about what it's like growing in a Walipini, how it does in cold weather, hot weather, and things that I learned. My name is Seth Hamill. I'm a landscape photographer based down here in the Zion National Park area, and I've been living off-grid around here for the past 7 years. I'm a passionate gardener, not particularly talented at it, but I absolutely love it. Okay, so I had been pretty obsessed with the concept of the Walipini for probably about 5 years before I finally built one. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Walipini, I'm not going to go very far into this, do some research on the internet, but essentially what it is, it's a greenhouse that is buried down into the ground. And how deep it gets buried is really dependent on your climate and what you're hoping to do with your Walipini. Mine, I dug down 4 feet into the earth. And the idea with it is the greenhouse at that point utilizes the very steady temperatures of being dug down lower into the earth. And when the cool temperatures come at nighttime, that temperature lower down in the earth is warmer, and so it feeds the heat into the greenhouse. Another thing that happens with the Walipini is when you build it, the south-facing window, all this light comes in, hits this back wall, and that back wall of the Walipini is just absorbing heat and energy, storing it all day like a huge battery. And then when temperatures cool off, that heat starts to get dissipated back into the greenhouse and warms it whenever it cools down. So very, very cool concept. For off-grid living, the more passive systems you can have, the better. Less moving parts, way better, because stuff is always breaking. So this has been one of the coolest systems that I think I have on my property now. And I had a lot of success with the Walipini. Like I was saying, I've been pretty obsessed with the Walipini for a number of years, but the reason I didn't pull the trigger on it is everything that I was finding in order to have an actual legit, sturdy, productive Walipini, it's some money, man, and some labor. And so that was a little bit cost prohibitive and time prohibitive. And some people are going the other direction with the Walipini. You're gonna see a bunch of stuff on the internet of like, oh, I built this underground greenhouse for 300 bucks. Those are not gonna withstand the elements. If you're wanting a long living structure that you can really rely upon, I just don't see any way of building it at that cost unless you're getting a ton of materials for free. But found out a pretty good way to build one of these last year. I purchased a Harbor Freight greenhouse. It's just a really cheap greenhouse. And this was a total experiment. Happy to say it has paid off. It worked. I bought this Harbor Freight greenhouse, constructed that, and then I built a frame within the interior of it to withstand the heavy loads of dirt that would be pushing in on it, as well as replacing some of the glazing with this sheet metal. I'm going to attach a link in the description below where I created a step-by-step video on how I built that. If you're interested in gardening year-round, I hope that that really helps you. Okay, just to give you a little understanding about the climate that I'm growing in, this property that I have the Walipini on, it's at 7,800 feet up in the mountains outside of the desert. So, you know, it's inaccessible. It's not accessible at all during the winter months. It's all snowed in up there. So my growing needs pretty much happen, well, this year it's happening early. It's going to start early March, and I'll be up there through like late November. And so I want to grow that entire time. Now, if you're in a place where you can live there in the winter, most places, people are utilizing the Walipini to garden year round. I would certainly be doing that. A few things about my area. The last frost date is late. It's like June 10th. And then the first frost date is October 1st. It's a really, really short season. So Walipini just made a ton of sense, because if you have experience with just a traditional greenhouse, man, it does not hold a whole lot of heat overnight. It does awesome in the daytime, but nighttime, it's only a handful of degrees warmer in the greenhouse than it is outside. Whereas the Walipini, temperatures can drop to 0 or below, and the Walipini can hang. It will keep things up above freezing. My experience with the Walipini for the cold times of the year, I would say the lowest that I experienced up in the mountains before I left was probably in the mid-teens. I'm sorry I don't have specific numbers, but what I can say is nothing was damaged. I wasn't even close to being worried about things getting damaged. And my tomatoes were continuing to flower even at that point. Now, I will say things really slowed down starting in October. I believe that's just because of the shorter days and less sunlight. So this upcoming season, at the end of the year, I'm gonna chuck on some grow lights and see if that takes care of it. That will kind of eliminate the question of, hey, is the slow growth due to the cooler temperatures in the Walipini at nighttime, or is it because of lack of daylight? So subscribe so you get the update on that. I was also very curious how the Walipini would do with hot weather. And what I found, our hottest day up there was 91 degrees last year, and inside the Walipini, all the vents open and a fan blowing, door closed by the way, it got up to 95 degrees. So it was a few degrees warmer in the Walipini. I know from people that are building Walipinis down in the desert that overheating can be an issue, but I've also seen that people mitigate that by using some sort of shade cloth to shade at least some of the greenhouse throughout the day. That seems to help people quite a bit. My experience with the heat, total non-issue. How did the greenhouse do? Did awesome. One of my good years of gardening, I would say. Grew a bunch of cold weather stuff, so chard and lettuces and kale, and then also grew peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers. Everything in there thrived. It was a very, very happy climate. So that's my overall review. Nothing earth-shattering, but what I can say, it is a comfortable, predictable climate that the plants just love. So hopefully this inspires some people to get out there and build their own Walipini, because I think they're so cool. And for me, gardening is more than just food production. In fact, that's maybe one of the lower pieces. For me, the garden is just the most zen place that I can be. It's a place of spirituality. If I'm having a hard day, the garden is where I'm going. And so having the Walipini, it's going to give you that experience that all of us passionate gardeners long for all the way through the year. So hope this was helpful. Would love it if you guys were to subscribe or like the video, and hope to catch you on the next one.